A very warm welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to extend a thanks to Q8 Pilot, who sent through a super chat on the most recent video. I don't always check the comments, but the best way to interact is over on Twitter, but I can't thank you enough for your wonderful super chat. On to today's topic at hand, and that's with Boeing, as they released their June order and delivery recap. And what that gave us was a fantastic overview of just how the past month has been. And spoiler alert, well, it's been pretty big when you take a look at the fact that the 2023 Paris Air Show also took place in June. You may recall, as I spammed your subscription boxes for days on end, but it was a busy air show, so let's waste no longer and get right into it. So, air shows. As you may be aware, they see typically a lot larger amount of coverage put on the industry's inner workings, including those all-important contracts. Some airlines will actually wait until one of these major air shows to announce deals, as it will give them the maximum attention that they would like. In June, Riyadh Air firmed an order for 39 of the 7879 Dreamliners. Riyadh Air is a newly announced carrier, as you may have heard already, which is slated to join the industry in the coming years. It will initially operate exclusively with Boeing planes. However, the firming of the contract was not reported at the air show, and many people found this bemusing due to the presence of key executives and even their demonstrator aircraft. People may have thought that this would have been a worthy announcement in the carrier's progression, especially given the fact that it has already been pretty vocal in its plans. Boeing also secured the finalization of an order from Air India during the show, which consisted of 220 units, making up a large bulk of what they reported for the month just gone. The 220 planes inbound from Boeing will aid Air India, alongside also a commitment for Airbus planes in revamping the operation, and hopefully return the carrier to what the new owners, the Tata Group, see them being, and that is a leading carrier in the Indian aviation sector. Whether or not they'll be able to achieve that, well, that will come with time, but no doubt it'll be interesting to see their progression over the coming years and whether an investment in hundreds of aircraft is what they really needed to hit that next level. Boeing 787s, 737 MAXs, and lastly the 777X are present in this deal, and should Air India require additional units of the 787 and the MAXs, well, you'll be pleased to know that options do exist for multiple variants should they wish to activate them. Although the 220 aircraft, remember, from Boeing is paired with that Airbus deal consisting of well over 500 aircraft when you include options and so forth, so it'll be interesting to see how many of those they do eventually acquire. Shifting across to what I like to think is another important part of the monthly recap, and that is aircraft deliveries. At the beginning of each year, normally these respective aircraft manufacturers will outline a goal, and it's really intriguing to track each month their performance, see which aircrafts make up the bulk of the aircraft delivered, whether there are any considerable drop-offs, and if they relate to maybe something happening at the program and something in between. But for June, well, it sat at 60 aircraft, and yes, it was a month that was occupied by the MAX series largely, but that doesn't come necessarily as a shock with it being their most popular plane. It's also a narrow body, which is always in demand, and it only continues to cement its place as a crucial asset for Boeing. And we really saw what it would have been like if they didn't have a plane like the 737 MAX. When this aircraft was grounded and deliveries were suspended, those numbers were massively affected. If we compare Airbus and Boeing, which many people will do when it comes to strictly aircraft orders and deliveries, currently Airbus are ahead in relation to orders, but, and it has to be a massive but, you could say the European plane maker has been massively aided by what has been the largest commercial aircraft order in history from Indigo last month, which consisted of 500 units. So I think comparing the orders, it's obviously fantastic business for Airbus. Maybe can't really be done, but certainly if we take a look at deliveries at year's end, it'll be very intriguing to see what both come up. And on the Airbus side of things, can they hit those 720 deliveries that they aspire to do? With that being said, any thoughts on the month at Boeing, you're more than welcome to let me know down below in the comments. As always, a massive thank you for your support here on the channel. I do greatly appreciate it. Take care and be safe, and I'll see you next time.